This actual play is intended for mature audiences and contains themes some viewers may find upsetting. Please check each episode's show notes for specific content warnings and enjoy the show with care.
We are back with Public Access, and we are starting with The Key of Sadness. Each latchkey, please narrate a flashback to a time when you experienced great sorrow, either your own or someone else's. What about that experience made you a stronger person? Whoever wishes to start, please do.
It's been a tense car ride home from football practice for JJ. He's about 9 years old, and his dad, this local legend, is furious that this scrawny little kid is not following in his footsteps. But JJ has kind of like learned to not take it too much to heart. And his dad tells him to go on inside when they pull up outside the apartment where they live, and he'll be in a second. But when JJ goes up the stairs, he hears something that he knows means trouble. He hears Barbara Dane. She's a country singer primarily, but did a bit of jazz and blues, and he knows that his mum only listens to her when things are real bad. And when he enters the apartment, it's thick with cigarette smoke, and she is sat hunched over the table. She's been crying. She hasn't moved. She has a clove cigarette in between her fingers, just burnt down to the nub. She hasn't even flicked the ash off. She'd been so excited, so positive about the potential of getting a spot on the tour. It was going around Louisiana for a few months. JJ's dad had laughed and said she was ridiculous, and I guess now, I suppose he's right. And when JJ's father comes in, he takes one look at the scene, smirks, a snarl even, picks up his keys and says, "I'll sort my own dinner tonight." And JJ in that moment realizes that if his dad won't be there for his mum, then I guess he'll have to. He's 9 years old.
As the school bell rings, Nina walks out in the throng of children and goes and waits on the sidewalk. And for a moment, she forgets that her mum's dead. And she's half expecting her to pull up in the car. And as she's searching the road, that's when her eyes clock Mrs. Seymour, Janice's mum, who stood across the road on the other side, watching as the children come out. And part of Nina thinks she's hoping Janice will come out too. And their eyes just meet for a moment. And then reality sinks in, and Nina walks towards where the other kids are catching the bus.
There's a knock on the frame of his bedroom door, but Leon doesn't turn towards it. He keeps laying on his side, and he's holding the deflated, chewed up basketball that was Charlie's favorite. And he's tracing the star chart on the wall with his eyes. Cassiopeia, Ursa Major, Pisces. And his dad calls him, and when he doesn't respond, he hears a sigh, a suit jacket ruffle. His dad sits on the edge of his bed. Your mom says you're not eating. Kid, she's worried you're gonna make yourself sick. And Leon just holds the basketball tighter, and he keeps looking at the star chart. Gemini, Canis Major. Come on, kid, only Luna moths and mayflies don't eat, and they don't last very long. So I'll make you those pancakes you like. And Leon just says, no, thank you. And then he asks quietly, if I die, can I go where Charlie is? And his dad doesn't say anything for a moment. He takes Leon by the arm, pulls him up to look at him. Death is part of the life cycle. Kid, Charlie was a good dog, and I'm sad he's gone. But you can't just stop. You have to keep going. And Leon starts to cry because he wants him back. He wants him back. And his dad wipes a hand over his face, and he looks so tired. He's like, but he says, come on, kid, you're crying like it's a national pastime. I'm not saying you can't be sad, but death is important, and it's inevitable. You can keep being sad, but you're gonna eat. And he wipes his face. And he lets his dad pull him up from the bed.
You have 2 active mysteries. Zagreus is very hot right now because Attafoy 85 has killed 2 people now. And you all, and one of them, they tried to frame you for that death. That's a problem. You also have the dream. And the dream is, you have not collected any clues so far, but you are currently in La Fresca, which is sort of where that mystery sort of starts, because that's where the dream is being marketed currently. But there are other places to go in the county for that as well. I'll also note that you have 7 Odyssey clues now as well. The 7th being the Beowulf quote that was uttered by the character in the wrestling tape. I don't have the quote in front of me, but that is what it is. The day phase. You all were partying with this actress, Geraldine Ambrose, the night before. And indeed, maybe you wake up on the bus, or maybe you manage to stagger back to the little motel room that Deputy Toro got for you. But in any case, you're in La Fresca. You can go back to Deep Lake or wherever you want to go for your day phase. That's perfectly fine. But you are here in La Fresca if you wanted to go ahead and start pursuing the dream. And so I think I'd like to go around the table and find out what everyone is interested in doing. Nina, I would like to know, where do you wake up? The bus or the motel room?
I think there's an element of sensibility that overtook Nina at the party last night, where maybe she got too high, maybe she got too drunk, but her brain, that fuse just went again, and she went, it's time to go. And she wandered very drunkenly back along the highway towards the motel. She doesn't remember getting into bed, but she just knows she's in bed, and she wakes up with a pounding hangover. And a lot of regrets is all I can think of.
Do you want your truth is out there clue from me, or do you want to come up with it yourself?
Ooh. Can I get it from you again?
Of course.
Just because I think you've got... They end up being with like far more context to other bits in Degoya County if you build them, and I kind of love that. So
Okay. When you wake up in your motel room, you find that yearbook from, I think, 1997 it was, the yearbook that you already had, that was already in your possession. You find that on the nightstand. But this time, there's a bookmark marking one of the pages. And you don't remember putting a bookmark there. What do you do?
I take a look at the bookmark first. Is it from anywhere, or is it just a piece of paper, just something?
It's an old bookmark from the Pizza Hut Book It program. For those of you who may not know, Pizza Hut used to do this program, which I was a devotee of when I was in grade school, where you would read books as a little kid, and you would bring like your list of books that you read to Pizza Hut, and they would give you a small pizza in exchange to encourage you to read. And for a reader like me, it was like the most amazing thing in the world. It's a Book It bookmark inside the yearbook.
That's fascinating. Then I flip it open to the page that it marks.
Now, the interesting thing about this situation, I would say, is that the three of you were in Deep Lake when you were small children, but you all moved away before you got to high school or middle school even, and you did not know each other. And yet, when you open the yearbook, it's in the clubs section, and we see a picture of the La Fresca Senior High Audio-Visual Club. And in that picture are you, JJ, and Leon as teenagers, as you would have been had you gone to La Fresca Senior High. And it looks like you were all really good friends because you're all smiling for the camera, rocking your... I think Leon was wearing cross colors at that time. And so this is what you see. Your clue is, which can be used at any point in the future, is the existence of this photograph in this yearbook of the three of you. A photograph that should not exist. And furthermore, I would like for you to make the day move right now. What are you afraid is going to happen if you lose your nerve upon seeing this picture?
I'm afraid I'm going to start questioning what else I might not remember. And I'm just going to go down a horrendous spiral and be too depressed to do anything for the rest of the day.
Please roll with sensitivity.
Oh, did I? Yes, okay. I took the negatives out from my last boost up the XP track because you kept making me roll with sensitivity. So it's a 6 and a 3, so it's a 9.
I'm not going to add any extra complication to the situation, except to say this. The clue is as it is. You can use the clue in the future. It can be used for an active mystery. It can even be used in the far future when you get ready to do the TV Odyssey mystery, right? Unfortunately, if you wish to keep the yearbook in your possession, the owner of this yearbook is going to come try to get it from you.
That's a risk I'm willing to take. Nina, I think, is going to slide it into her satchel, get ready very, very quickly, and then try and find the others.
Where are the others? JJ, where did you sleep?
JJ did not sleep. He has somewhat of a hazy memory of being propositioned by a TV actress on the tour bus, but that might not really be what happened, but that's certainly how he's going to tell it when he gets back to New York. JJ is deeply troubled by the developments around the Zagreus machine, and also compelled by the events at Starlight Kingdom. And probably about 4 or 5 a.m., he stumbled out onto the road and hitchhiked back to Starlight Kingdom because he has to go in and he has to film what's in there.
I think when you get there, you actually find that there is a camera crew. There are vans, there are cameras, there are people wearing headsets, and you see the hooded people milling around. Some of them have the cowls drawn back, smoking a cigarette. And it looks like they're filming some kind of music video, perhaps, because you see somebody going for an instrument every now and then. They take a couple little shots of them playing said instrument. And this towering monument to death, which was the clue that you got from that, is very central to this music video. And of course, the abandoned theme park adds to the overall ambiance. Lots of great B-roll. What do you do?
So JJ has been around enough film sets and is suitably full of hubris that he's just going to grab like a high-vis kind of jacket and kind of put it on and get his camera. And if anyone's holding people back, he's just going to say, I'm doing EPK for the label. I just need to get a few shots. If you can let me through.
That's good. No one's going to stop you. You can mill around as you wish.
I want to get close to the robed guys. I want to see exactly how Shakespeare in the part this is.
I think as you're kind of moving up, I think like some kind of like assistant or somebody, maybe like a young assistant who seems very excited to be involved in all this, sees you and says, so are you like a big P&M fan or what?
I like their early stuff, but you know, I've kind of drifted out of touch with them. But yeah, they're okay.
Yeah, what's your favorite song?
They did like a white label called Lawnmower Fuck, was it? That was pretty good. Not many people have heard it, but like it reached Brooklyn.
They just no role here. They just nod, like they don't want to seem like they don't know what they're talking about, and so they're like, right, yeah, it's cool. You will see very quickly that PNM stands for Psychic Narwhal Messiah. You can see some signage, and their whole thing is like this sort of like they do this like they have like this sort of like cyberpunk aesthetic, and here they're doing a sort of like cyberpunk meets, you know, horror kind of thing. And yeah, so that's kind of what's going on. And you can gather pretty quickly that they're just waiting for the sun to go down so that they can like really light the place up, you know.
Where's the Zagreus machine in all this?
Oh, it's at the top of this like structure. It's like the central feature of the structure.
Have they like wired it up or anything, or is it just kind of there?
I mean, even if they had, it doesn't work anymore. But yeah, it's just there.
I think JJ just kind of has to try and get close. I want to see what happens if he tries to make a move for the machine or tries to get closer to the machine.
Go ahead and make the meddling move with composure. I do think because of your under suspicion condition, I think maybe there's some people watching you. So that'll be a disadvantage.
In which case, that's a 4.
A 4. We'll come back to this. Leon, where do we find you at the start of the day phase?
I think Leon wakes up not in any of the beds, but on like one of the really bad, uncomfortable armchairs that they have in those little motel rooms. I think Leon's half curled up on one of those, with Mal kind of just trotting around in a loose figure 8, just sniffing various parts of the room. And he wakes up with an awful crick in his neck. Oh God. Oh, never again. Never again. Come on now, walkies.
Do you want to run into Nina at this point, or Nina, would you like to run into each other? Yeah, have the scene.
Okay. So I think maybe we both have we got like one shared motel room, or are we in 2 separate rooms? What do you reckon?
I figure the police department wouldn't pay that much for separate hotel rooms. So
So Nina's sort of come in, flopped across the bed very drunkenly, taken up the whole thing, and Leon's been left to the armchair. Sorry.
It's fine.
So as Nina's come to grab the book, just grabbing her head, trying to find her glasses, like putting everything on, and she sees you get up. She's a little frozen and a little shaken, just shakes her head and looks at you like, This is
what?
Did you do this?
Did I do?
Is this a joke?
And Leon comes over to see what you're looking at properly.
That's you. That's me. And that is, and I think it's in writing here, Joey Gastineau.
What the fuck?
We were in AV Club. I don't remember ever being part of AV Club.
I didn't
or attending that high school.
Or attending that high school, or being here. We weren't here when we were.
No, I transferred. We moved to fucking Washington when I was... That doesn't make sense.
I was in Ohio by that point. We'd moved after my mum's funeral, so I this doesn't make any sense.
I remember that shirt. That's... Where did you get this?
It was on the... Oh God, it was on the nightstand when I woke up. It could be he who walks into kitchens again, leaving stuff for us. It could be he has a way of figuring out where we are and dropping stuff off. But I've been getting a bunch of little bits and pieces from someone. This seems to be the latest in the collection. But I can't remember high school.
Like, at all?
Like it's through like a filter, like a lens, like it's blurry. No details. Think about it. Can you?
Yeah, I was...
Who was your teacher? Any teachers? Like, I know the stuff that we learned in high school, but I couldn't name you a single friend. I couldn't name you a single class. Teacher? I couldn't name you the name of the school I went to. But I know it wasn't here. I know we were in Ohio. So what the fuck is this? Also, where the hell is JJ?
You'll notice now at this point, Nina, that there is near the bottom of that page of the AV Club, there's some text that says, if you have a nervous breakdown, turn to page 36.
Nina's just holding it and looking at Leon.
As when you said, remember the name of one of your teachers, Leon hasn't said a word since and has been staring at the bed sheets, trying to desperately remember the name of a single teacher.
Mina gently turns to page 36.
Please roll the night move. What are you afraid is going to happen right now?
Son of a, I knew it was a trap. I knew it.
You tell me what you're scared of.
You know, we really should have done the nostalgia move first.
Yeah, we should have done that first. That would have been really smart.
I mean, I've given you the entree to it, right? Because of the choose your own adventure thing. But yes.
Oh, right. Well, I am afraid. We're going to turn to page 36. And we're going to be confronted with a lot of stuff that we did at high school that we don't remember. And it's not going to be good. It's almost going to be like a list of all of the reasons why we should feel shame and guilt for that time in our lives. It's like the worst time in like a young, like adult's life. And it's going to be listed out, and every secret Leon has and every secret I have is going to be exposed for the other one to read. And we are going to not want to be in the same room or be in the same county or state ever again.
Just
Wren, are you okay? Are you okay with Leon being in trouble here too?
Yeah, I am. Leon would like Nina to stop, but
it is worse than that. You will both have to immediately mark the part of your character sheet called the Chromatic Desert.
Oh
Do you
my
wish
God,
to continue?
I'm.
It's okay.
What am I rolling with? What would I be rolling with?
Oh, sensitivity.
Oh, God damn it. Flat roll.
You can just not turn the page.
I want to turn the page. Glutton for punishment.
They always turn the page.
Come on.
What's that face? That's not a good face.
It's Zagreus all over again. It's Zagreus all over again.
You never rolled for it, so it's your time.
JJ, you might actually recognize some of the members of Psychic Narwhal Messiah now that you're aware of which band this is. You see a couple of them, Orion, Y2K, Sparkle Raptor. Everyone's just kind of chilling. You can hear a little bit of chatter about, like, they're kind of laughing about how they, like, broke into the arcade and got the Zagreus cabinet, right? And apparently they filmed that too. So that footage exists somewhere out there in the world. As you're kind of doing all this, I will tell you that Starlight Kingdom is an interesting place. It's a theme park that never opened, but they basically finished it. It has an interesting theme. The theme is a sort of mishmash of extraterrestrials and Jesus. And I'd like to paint the scene right now. What thing does JJ spy in the environment that shows this intriguing enthusiasm of the founder of Starlight Kingdom?
I think in the line outside one of the rides, there's a cutout of Jesus who is saying you have to be this high to ride this ride, but he's holding his hands out next to a little grey man.
I think I think as you walk in, there's like a big sort of central area, and it's got like signposts for each individual ride. But the signposts are in the shape of like crucifixes, and there's another little grey man crucified on one of them.
There's a set of rides. They're all related to each other. They're known as the Holy Trinity, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, but it's from kid bumper cars to adult, like the Gravitron, and then to a very death-defying roller coaster, and that's the Holy Spirit, because it goes so fast you lose part of yourself on the way out.
Honestly, would go to this theme park. JJ, you're seeing all this, and everyone, and the video shoot is pretty chill. They're all just kind of like hanging out right now. You see all these weird, outlandish things, these colorful buildings. They're all kind of faded now and overgrown with, weeds and tumbleweeds and whatnot. But one thing stands out. Just a plain cinder block building. No signage, no windows, just a single door. And it's kind of nestled in between like a sort of like shaved ice stand and, a shaved ice stand and like a, some kind of photo booth or something. So it's like, it's there in the middle of all the activities, but it's just this plain cinder block building. I suppose that's a little odd, but for our purposes, what's more interesting is the fact that Attafoy 85 is now standing in the doorway of said building. Bronzed bull mask, black hoodie, skinny jeans, very ahead of the curve, Attafoy is. And he's beckoning you and then turns into the building and closes the door. What do you do?
Well, I think because I failed that role, like one of the ADs is kind of sniffing around and kind of looking a bit suspicious of me. And I feel like in that moment, JJ thinks that following Attafoy might be the best course of action. So that's very much what he's going to do.
We see you. As soon as you make the decision to follow Attafoy 85, you find yourself right at the doorway of the cinder block building. It's like you make the decision and now you're ready to step in. And indeed, the doorway is open. It's very dark inside the building. There are no windows after all. What do you do?
I think he pops the little 50 watt on his 8mm camera and enters the room.
As you get in, we have your little light on the camera kind of sweeping back and forth. And as it sweeps back and forth, it's a room. It's like a living room. There's a couch, there's a table lamp, there's a standing lamp, magazines on a coffee table, television and VCR. And let's paint the scene. Based off everything we know about JJ so far, what does JJ see that makes this living room seem like it's his living room growing up?
There's a stack of vinyls in the corner. They're all a bit old and battered, dog-eared, well played, over and over. The one at the very top, the one that is facing JJ that he can see, the greatest hits of Barbara Dane.
There's above the, or rather on the mantle where the TV rests, a lot of small trophies, medals, little commendations, and then above them, a framed Letterman jersey.
There is on the television, playing on grainy VHS, his father's old college football team plays from LSU, Louisiana State University, 1977. Over and over, these plays that are being studied and watched by JJ's father.
Nina, you turn the page. You see a picture of, it's the faculty, right? The teachers and, their little headshots. And one of them, a picture of a teacher called Mr. Vallejo, has a little word bubble drawn on it with ink pen, as if he's speaking. It says, "Come find me."
It's the same thing Elliot said. Where are they? Where have they gone?
The words at the bottom of the page say, "If you step outside the motel room to see that you've been transported to another dimension, turn to page 999. There, of course, is no page 999, to be clear.
Can I turn a key to have this
Yes,
not
you
be
can.
happening? Thank God, okay.
You can. Are you doing Key of Desolation or the Key of the Child?
I'm going to go for the Key of Desolation, the last one that has no consequence. Fathomless Well.
The Fathomless Well. Oh, Fathomless. Oh, that one. That bumps up your sensitivity. Very good.
Yeah.
And reduces your reason.
Appropriate.
Yeah.
So you turn the page, and it's the same thing. It's just a picture of the teacher with the word bubble that says, "Come find me." But there's no more choose your own adventure dialogue at the bottom.
I think Nina's going to flip sort of back and forth and look at Leon. In any other context, I would say this is really good printing quality. And I want to know how they've managed to do this, because I could do this for my own book personally. But this scares me a lot.
I mean, that sounds like the correct reaction.
Is there anything else in the book about Mr. Vallejo? First name, his second name. There wouldn't be an address in the book, but I don't know if there's anything else describing Mr. Vallejo anywhere.
There's nothing in the book, but if you even do just like a cursory internet search for Tommy Vallejo, you will quickly find an urban legend that he is at the heart of. For you see, on Christmas Day, 1962, nearly every occupant of every home on Murphy Street in Rio Canyon, that's another one of the towns, every home on Murphy Street, they all disappeared without a trace. Over 250 people. No bags were packed, no cars were missing, and in most cases, Christmas dinner was still in the oven. The only person accounted for on Murphy Street was little Tommy Vallejo, who police find carefully unwrapping his presents near his family's Christmas tree.
Do we remember this? Do we remember hearing about this, or is this the first time?
I don't know. I mean, maybe. There's lots of
Okay.
weird stories in Degoya County. That's just one of them. So.
This is that urban legend. He was real? At this point, could I use my latchkey move, you never know what you're going to get? Once possession, when you do the meddling move by looking through books, microfiche, old records, or online archives, you can find an additional clue, even on a miss.
Oh, I like it. Go ahead and do it. It'll be a meddling move with reason.
Oh, which I've just very helpfully dropped.
Indeed, you have. What is your approach here, though? What are you actually investigating? Like just online or what?
I'm going to sort of scour through the rest of the book, and then I'm going to look to Leon and ask Leon for help in searching through all of the...
Leon is trying to find his own records of going to this school.
Yeah, I think it all kind of added together.
Yeah.
All kind of work.
Yeah.
What'd you get?
I rolled an 11, so that's nice.
Good. You'll get.
Could have done that
clues.
before.
You'll get 2 clues out
we
of
needed
it.
to go on a journey.
Yeah.
JJ, there are some vaguely familiar things in this weird room. Maybe this was set up as some kind of like, maybe it was like originally some kind of weird come to Jesus hell house thing or something that they had planned for the theme park. Who knows? But in any case, what are you thinking right now?
There's so much of the uncanny about this that he is compelled to check all those small details, to check that it really is his father's old, college football team, really check that it is a Barbara Dane record and it's not just his mind playing tricks on him in the light, really check that those trophies and medals aren't what they think they are and that they're just home fills. He has to know for sure.
Go ahead and make the meddling move with composure.
Finally, a good roll. 11.
First, I'll answer your question. It's just coincidental, or it could be chalked up to coincidence at least, although it is very, very, very distinct coincidence. You get a clue as well, though. As you're kind of looking around the room, you can see now that the back wall is actually not a complete wall. There's a little gap in it. And behind that little gap, there's like a little space or a little hallway behind it. That's almost certainly where Attaboy 85 is. What do you do? Do you go around that corner, or what's your plan here?
I think he'll edge along the wall enough to kind of get a sneak peek and get his camera light down there so he can just see down there without making himself too big of a target.
Yeah, you do. And indeed, you see Attaboy 85 standing there. You can glimpse him in the sort of bouncing light of your camera. And every now and then the light bounces back and forth and shows that they're holding something in their hands. They hold it out to you like a sort of strange offering. What do you do?
I think with the camera rolling, I will reach out a Dario Argento style hand into frame and receive the gift.
It's a Walkman. It has a label maker label on it that indicates that it's the property of Hutch Langley, one of the disappeared Stick Society kids. The masked person says nothing, just gives it to you. And then they hold up their hand and they wriggle their fingers to wave goodbye to you. The clue is Hutch Langley's Walkman. There's also a cassette tape in there. You can give it context whenever you get ready to answer one of the questions. What do you do, though?
I think JJ slips the headphones on and presses play.
I'm going to leave this pretty wide open, and I'm going to say we are not going to see on screen what you hear, and you can tell us or not tell us right now, but whenever we get ready to answer the question, you can say what it was that was what you heard on that tape. Do you leave the cinder block building?
I think JJ takes a moment to again reassure himself that this is a coincidence. This isn't his living room. This is his mind playing tricks on him, and steps back out into the daylight.
Fantastic. Nina and Leon, investigating Tommy Vallejo mostly just turns up variations of this urban legend. Sometimes the urban legend is exactly as I told it. That's the most popular version. Other times the story goes that, you know, only Tommy's family disappeared from that street, or maybe it was more than just the whole street. It was like the whole town. That's ridiculous. Not that 250 people disappearing isn't not ridiculous. Really nothing fruitful as far as that goes, except that it seems like Tommy Vallejo is also now missing. We don't know where he's at. It's not clear that he still lives in Degoya County, at least, and we're not really sure where he ended up. However, happily, you do find a couple of clues for the dream in the middle of your searching. The first comes directly from the yearbook, which is that there are a few pages detailing the exploits of the Archaeology Club. The Archaeology Club was funded graciously and handsomely by a one W. Atlas Morgenstern, the founder of La Fresca Foods. He is pictured in a few of the photographs of the Archaeology Club on a dig, and he looks very uncomfortable being around young people. Let's just say there's a tension there. There's an awkwardness there. It doesn't seem like a loving, benevolent relationship. But the clue is this. The Archaeology Club spent part of one summer with Mr. Morgenstern digging around the old there's some old, like, long past ancient native communities who lived in cliff dwellings in the cliffs near White Spray, and they were investigating the old cliff dwellings near White Spray. White Spray is also where the new La Fresca Foods is currently located. So that's interesting. That might actually lead to finding the second clue online, Leon, which is that there is a story about a reporter. This reporter was doing, this news reporter was doing a story on W. Atlas Morgenstern, allegedly. He dug up something really, really juicy and was maybe on the verge of, like, revealing something really bad and damaging about W. Atlas Morgenstern. And that reporter just happened to turn up quite dead in a ditch in his car as it flew off the road. That probably takes up a good portion of your morning, all that searching around and chatting and stuff. What are you doing at this point? You have to, it's checkout time at the motel, so.
And Mal probably needs a walk, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I think we
Yeah,
grab our...
I said walkies like an hour ago, and he's just been waiting.
I think, Nina packs up, and as she does, she's going to tear the picture of us out of the yearbook and pocket it. In our research, did we find out where Murphy Street was? Is it in White Spray? Is it in La Fresca? Or is it?
It's in a town called Rio Canyon. It's another one of the little
Rio
towns.
Canyon.
Yeah, another one of the little towns in the county. Very, very tiny little town. Even smaller than Deep Lake, if you can imagine it.
I think as we bunk out of the motel room, Nina would most definitely like to run a nostalgic move with with Leon right now. To try and mitigate the disaster.
I don't think you can I will tell you that the takes you back is triggered with the stuff with the yearbook, so no worries about that. Just
fantastic.
put this
Okay.
on clearing your conditions. Let's have that scene.
Okay. I think as they step out, Nina accidentally isn't looking down, is so distracted by everything, and just steps on something, and there is like a soft crunch under her foot, and she freezes and looks down, and it's a baby bird. It's fallen from a nest somewhere up in the rafters of the motel, and she's just like, oh God. Okay. No.
You good?
No. Oh, it's the millipedes again. This is... and she kicks it away as if, like, Mal could get it, and... everything breaks. How's your shoulder?
My... it's a little fucked still, but it's getting better. You know, I've been trying not to do too much, but you know, sleeping in that chair, I don't think it helped.
I haven't slept in a chair like that. Like, I think I saw you this morning, but I haven't slept in a chair like that since I was a kid. You were out. You were out.
Yeah, God, that ice cream just... It's real good. It's real good. It's stupid good. I think I had it wasn't even like a sugar rush. I don't know how to explain it.
Sugar high?
Sugar high.
But there's nothing in it.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's just, it's great. And then it's over.
Well, that's the most depressing commercial for this ice cream I've ever heard. It's great, and then it's over. You got a real way with words for it.
If I can interrupt briefly.
Yeah.
I would say that at this point, your short walk has taken you into La Fresca proper. And the town of La Fresca, the streets are kind of laid out on a neat grid. There's a towering memorial dedicated to the people who lost their lives in the La Fresca Senior High Fire of '83. You see the first chain restaurants you've seen in weeks. You can kind of see those. And I'd like to just quickly paint the scene, everyone. As they walk around at a glance, how do we know La Fresca is the commercial and civic heart of Degoya County?
La Fresca, it's not so much a tourist trap, but it tries to be. And so it has dotted along the main thoroughfare a bunch of little handmade souvenir stalls. Not a lot of it's good, but it's there. And it says La Fresca, Degoya County on it, in case anyone wants to pick up a keychain or a fridge magnet.
Huge amount of turquoise jewelry, right? That's
It's so clean, and all of the lines of the building are so straight, and all the paint is so fresh it looks fake. It's almost like if you were to reach out and touch it, the buildings would blow over. Nothing should be this neat. The bushes shouldn't be this well trimmed. Even the brass of the plaque of the memorial section, it just shines like gold. And it's weirdly unnerving.
The town hall or city hall has a really freakishly long flagpole on top of it. And if you speak to anyone, you realize that the town hall in Whitespray is a certain amount of feet high, and they went 1 foot higher.
They want to be taller.
Yeah.
In Texas, our Capitol building was
In Austin, I saw it. Yeah.
yeah, it was specifically built to be a little bit taller than the U.S. Capitol building. It's so absurd. Fantastic. Thank you. Sorry for that interruption. Please continue the scene.
No, it's welcome. I think as they're on this main thoroughfare, Leon gets a little quiet and then says, "Listen, can I ask you for a favor?"
I mean, it depends, but yeah, what do you need?
Well, I've been thinking about everything that's been happening since we came to Degoya, and you managed to fully save someone the other day. You saved him up on that water tower. And all I've done is play a video game and potentially get 2 people killed. So, I've just been thinking, and the favor I want to ask is if something were to happen to me, I'm not saying that you have to keep him, but Mal likes you, and if you could just help get him somewhere, I would really appreciate it. You don't have to say yes or no. You can think about it.
No. I mean, listen. If we're here and it happens, right? Death is part of the life cycle, right? And Mal's a good dog. And if you're gone, he will have to keep going. And I will help him. Okay? But in the meantime, we got to figure this out. Why people keep going missing, why they want us to come find them, and what is wrong with Degoya County?
Nina, Elliot tugs at the sleeve of your jacket.
Jesus, fuck.
He's all the way out here?
Oh my God.
He
Yes.
points with his little red Power Ranger glove up ahead, and you can see that you have walked to the grocery store, or at least a grocery store, the Janey Neighborhood Market, and there's a big, colorful cartoon image of Hampton the pig on the sign.
Oh God, the sausage thing.
And there's a very long line of people in the parking lot waiting to get in. They have not opened the doors yet. There's a huge line of people lined up. Keep the scene going.
Okay. You want to find out what they're queuing for? I don't think I've seen this many people in one place. Sounds like that line you described outside the arcade.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. Do people look like they're leaving dissatisfied, though?
Oh, let's paint the scene here. Everyone in this line is waiting to get in to buy up the latest shipment of the dream, which has been delivered today. Paint the scene. How can you tell that this line of people is on a hair trigger? Anything is going to set them off.
Everyone in the line is shaking or trembling in some way, or their feet are tapping, they're moving, they cannot be still. And I think as Nina looks at Leon, I think maybe something about him begins to move or shake as well as he realizes what's in the store.
There's a set of young teenagers. They look to be maybe about 15. They're in a group and they're chatting excitedly back and forth between them. And then one of them almost takes a sidestep around one, and they start to ask, "What are you doing? I'm here first. I'm in front of you." And it's like, "No, I wasn't. No, you were trying to get in front of me." And their argument starts to get louder and louder, and they jostle a person in front of them. And all of a sudden, 5, 6, 7 people start to push and shove at each other to claim the spot that no one was really trying to take from them.
I think there's a guy up the line who's wearing quite a heavy leather jacket, which is too much for this weather and this time of day. So he kind of shakes it off, ties it around his waist, but he's wearing a Ben and Jerry's t-shirt, and there starts to be like some kind of shit talking in the queue, just like, "Hey, you fucking traitor, you know, we're here for the dream." And then it just escalates and he starts getting shoved and pushed around, and then within seconds they've like pulled the shirt off this poor guy's body and they're like tearing it apart like Hulk Hogan. It's an undignified scene.
Oh no, I love it. Let's resolve this nostalgic move before we go any further. What conditions were we trying to clear?
I was trying to clear the soft crunch underfoot.
Oh, yeah. I buy that.
At the beginning, yep.
Leon, if you were trying to clear the dream one, I'm not sure. Are there any others?
No.
We did mention the bruised shoulder at the beginning,
Yeah.
and the crick in the neck, and sort of.
Oh yeah, maybe
we
like
went
you just
through
kind of
that,
work that
but-
out. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
You get to define a clue too, and I think maybe it's coming up here in a moment. This little fight breaks out. You actually see Deputy Toro here. She kisses a man who like waves goodbye to her and then like goes into the grocery store like he belongs there, like he works there. And that causes a commotion at the front, you know, because they all want to get in. And she has to be like, "Hey, calm down. And then this fight breaks out, and she's like, you know, hey, you know, trying to get control of the situation. And then there's somebody else near the back of the line, close to where you all are, who has a carton of the dream. And someone in the line says, "Hey, where'd you get that? Hey, everybody, look, she has the dream. She has the dream." And they begin grabbing for it, and it falls to the ground and splats on the ground. And there's just a big like splat of white. It looks like a shotgun blast, but white on the concrete. And everybody who can see it in the line gets down on their hands and knees and begins eating the dream off the pavement. They just begin like licking it. One of them very feverishly like down there licking it, not even using their hands. And I'm going to invoke the special rule here on you.
I felt it coming.
Leon, which I'll remind you, if you have the live the dream condition, you have to make the day move in order to resist offers to eat more. This is a good enough offer, I think. Unless you don't resist.
I'm gonna try and resist to not eat the ice cream off the ground.
What are you afraid is going to happen if you fail?
I'm gonna eat the ice cream off the ground.
I will continue to tell you that if you do eat more of the dream, you must turn a key. Go ahead
Okay.
and roll with it's. I'm gonna say vitality. Actually,
Vitality. Okay.
Can you use Mal in any way to give you an advantage? Maybe he's pulling you back.
Yeah.
He's pulling you away from the dream, please.
Mal. Is
Good
that
boy.
Nina? Is that Nina asking?
I'm asking if you can use Mal, please.
Yes, I'll use Mal. I'll say, seeing the commotion and knowing that Leon does not like a crowd is going to try to pull him in the other direction.
it's a flat roll with vitality.
Yep, there we go. We love it here in La Fresca. That's an 8.
You will resist. You will not consume any more of the dream. However, the only reason Mal was pulling you back was because once you're out of the way, Mal runs up and starts eating the dream.
Mal, no!
Malcolm! No!
And it takes a bit of effort to get him away from it, but you do eventually.
I have to save my dog from the ice cream.
The
Okay.
red Power Ranger just drops his head and shakes it sadly. JJ, where do you go after you leave, or after you're kind of milling around now in front of the video shoot?
I've got a plan.
Mm-hmm.
So you said the band are just kind of hanging out, and
yeah, they're waiting for
waiting
nighttime.
the sun to go down. So I reckon JJ would have pocketed a few joints from the tour bus, and I think he's going to go over and try and flex his New York indie film kid credentials with the band to try and trigger they think he's a righteous dude.
I love it. And see what they know about Zagreus, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's going to be with presence.
Wonderful. Okay, that is a 10.
Mm-hmm.
But much to my other players' upset, can I turn a key of desolation, please?
Oh, sure. Yeah. Would you like you want a tape, huh?
I want a tape.
Fantastic.
And to do so, I'm going to mark the Wandering Monolith.
The Wandering Monolith. Very good. Yeah. Yeah, we can roleplay this. So you've made your introductions. They're all just kind of like, you kind of are getting them into your good graces. There might even be a little thing with Sparkle Raptor. How do you feel about women with like pink vinyl braids and Gem and the Holograms makeup?
Are you asking me or JJ?
Yes.
JJ attempts to kind of like play it cool and kind of say, well, I'm not really looking right now, but I think that looks pretty good on you.
She's like, yeah, thanks. So are you a fan of P&M?
Yeah, I saw you guys in New York a few years ago in Benny's Shed in Bed-Stuy. It was a great show. You were opening up for someone else. I can't remember who it was. Was it Han Solo's Medicine Cabinet? I think it was them. But yeah, it was a great show.
Was that when we were promoting the Neon Tokyo album?
It might have been. I'll be honest. I was pretty fucked up that night, and I don't really remember. But all I do remember is it was an absolute fucking blinder of a show.
I probably was too. Do you want like a picture or something? Little Sparkle Raptor?
Ain't gonna say no.
This is all going on. How do you broach the topic of Zagreus?
So I'm. I think I just kind of like surreptitiously say like, you guys are hardly Ocean's 11. Like everyone knows you stole the Zagreus machine, right? And he's gonna kind of say, as if he doesn't know why he says this, because he's a 24-year-old insecure heterosexual male. He was just like, yeah, I beat that machine the other night. Just like, no one's impressed.
She will reveal a couple of things that are going to be clues. The first thing that Sparkle Raptor reveals to you is that she and her friends used to play Zagreus back in the day. She's from around here, you see. Her name is Rachel Urieta, her real name. One of the Styx Society members. If you bring up the legend, though, she won't know what you're talking about.
How does she react when she sees me holding the Walkman? Or does she react?
No, she doesn't react. But that is your clue. That Rachel Urieta might not have disappeared. And might not remember what happened to the Styx Society or even remember the existence of the Styx Society. Second clue. She mentions to you that, yeah, the whole band is like really into all the weird like legends and stuff about Degoya County, about this town, about this place. Starlight Kingdom is something of a special thing for them, right? She shows you a Polaroid. A Polaroid of the Zagreus machine that was taken back in the 80s. One of the band members found this online and bought it. It's just a picture of the machine with its green glow. But maybe it's just a funny like flaw of the exposure. Or maybe it's a ghost standing next to the machine. There's a weird like image that looks kind of like a person standing next to the machine. This picture has its own little kind of internet lore attached to it, right? That's your second clue. And kind of keeping up with this theme of like being super into all the weird legends and stories and strange paranormal happenings. They have an Odyssey tape too in the van. They have a copy of an Odyssey tape called I Want My Video Beat. She's not just going to give it to you, though. What do you do?
So it's in their tour van, and they know that it exists. They just
yeah, she's showing it to you right now. She's showing you the tape.
I think JJ's going to act like really disinterested in the tape. He'll just be like, yeah, that doesn't look like much to me. And yeah, be like, do you want to get high again?
She's and like, always.
I think he's going to try and get them baked enough that he can kind of slip off and
that's enough. That. Yeah, it'll work. Fantastic. Let's go back to this scene at the grocery store. What's the clue that you all find in this kind of increasingly chaotic scene outside the Janie neighborhood market?
Could it be that the carton that was spilled, the carton of Dream that was spilled, is a special or limited edition flavor? And we can... I haven't got an idea for what the flavor is, but maybe we can workshop it together.
Oh, that's pretty interesting. So this woman, because from the mystery introduction, we only know of one flavor, white.
White.
And maybe
Oh my gosh! Can the flavor be bone white?
bone white. That's pretty good.
Bone white. Bone white.
God.
I like it. This person has maybe has a carton that says bone white as opposed to just white. Yeah, it's good.
Ugh.
It's still a dream. Leon, once you wrestle Mal away, what are you doing right now?
I think the issue was Leon did not want to eat ice cream off of the ground. It is not that he does not want any ice cream. And so I think with the commotion and everyone like fighting to get, I think he's going to move up in the line to try to get into the store.
Oh, that's a day move. What are you afraid is going to happen right now if you fail?
If I fail, I think one of the patrons that did not get as far into the ground ice cream as everyone else is going to notice what he's doing and try and put him in his place.
Oh, I love it. This is going to be with composure, and you are living the dream right now, so you're at disadvantage.
Okay. Mal is not helping me. Mal is eating ice cream from his own lips. Why can't I? There we go. It's a 6.
You find yourself in a very interesting situation. An accusation is made. You're trying to cut the line. What are you doing? And you can see that everyone's getting increasingly angry. The crowd is surging toward you. Nina, you'll see this. You're on the other side of it, but you see the crowd kind of surging toward the front of the grocery store. That guy that Deputy Toro kissed, he looks like he's some sort of manager or something. And he sees the situation getting a little out of hand. And he opens up the door briefly to usher you in to safety. Do you go?
Yes.
Nina, you're not there. You're on the other side. It's just Leon.
Oh no.
You get in. The door's locked up. And the people in line are starting to press up against the glass. The grocery store has a big bank of glass windows, right? And they're starting to pound on the glass. And you can see now that a lot of them have rivulets of white dribbling out of their tear ducts, out of their ears, out of their mouths, out of their noses, just little streaks of white as they begin pounding and pounding and pounding on the glass. Deputy Toro is on the little handheld thing that squawks, that talks to people. The walkie-talkie is on the walkie-talkie, trying to get back up because the situation is getting out of hand. Nina, what are you doing right now?
I think Nina is panicking because she's lost Leon to the throng. And I think maybe the last thing she saw, maybe she didn't see the doors open. She thinks he's at the front. And she panics and just gets elbows in to the crowd and is just trying to push people out of the way. Just Leon, calling out for Leon the whole time.
I think before you make your way into the crowd, you hear a as a bus door behind you opens. And Geraldine Ambrose steps out onto the concrete. I'm here, everyone. I'm here.
Does anyone
Hello?
notice?
No one notices. He's like, hello. And she does her little finger gun pose, and Gag me with a spoon, deadheads. And she's just like very frustrated. With that knowledge, what do you do?
I think just maybe Nina spots Leon through the doors, and then just as she's about to get elbows in, is just like, okay, well, this situation couldn't get any stranger if it tried. Okay, great. And pushes back towards Jerry Lynn and waves her hand and is just like, we partied last night.
Yeah, what's going on here? How come no one wants to take my picture or get my autograph?
I think it's dream fever. Or I don't know, the beginning stages of what could potentially be mass addiction.
But I'm Geraldine Ambrose. Television's Geraldine Ambrose, she says really loudly to try to get people's attention.
I think you'd have better luck if you covered yourself in whatever of the dream you've got left, if you've got any left.
No.
Oh.
And she's like, she kind of is like not into that. What are you doing right now, Leon?
I'm in La Fresca Foods.
Yeah, and so can Mal can be as well. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. I think I'm going towards the freezer. I came in here with a purpose.
That little manager guy,
yeah,
his little name badge will indicate that his name is Hector, and he has he seems like he's a good-looking guy. You know, he's about Deputy Toro's age. He's got his little Jenny Neighborhood Market polo shirt on, you know, and chinos, and he's like, "This is crazy! Like, what did you do to get the crowd so riled up?" He's like he's following you around in this empty grocery store.
I think it's because I didn't want to eat the ice cream on the ground, so I just kind of came in towards the store. They didn't like it. They don't like it when people cut line. They were very upset about that, I think. Where do you keep the dream though?
So you're really into this stuff too then?
No.
I mean, look, I get it. I mean, the other day we had a couple who drove all the way from Albuquerque to get their hands on the dream. Isn't that wild? I mean, business is booming, but I do wish these people would, buy some other stuff too. Would it kill them to add a vegetable or something to their carts? No, it's just the dream, the dream, the dream. Indeed, you'll see a big display, towering, ziggurat-like pink and orange and brown display of the dream cartons. They're not even in the freezer.
Oh God.
What do you do?
I'm gonna turn to Hector.
Are you okay? You look like you're breaking out in a sweat. I mean, I get it. This is a tense situation, but
no. It's good. I'm fine. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. Just it's a little hot.
He reaches up and kind of touches your face, under your eye, and he pulls his finger back, and there's a little smudge of milky white. He says, "I think something's going around. I've been seeing this a lot lately."
Oh, weird. You haven't had any of the dream, have you?
No, I'm doing P90X. I cannot have the dream. Sorry.
Sure. I mean, you look good, man. So how much is it going for these days?
Well, a carton is $3.99, I guess. But you can also buy them in a 6-pack. I mean, do you want one? Just grab one. I won't say anything. We're not even open yet, technically. Make the day move.
Darn it.
What do you afraid is going to happen if you fail?
I'm going to dive into this carton and not emerge.
Indeed. You're going to be rolling with... What did I make you roll last time?
Composure? composure?
I think it's going to be vitality this time. The pull of so much dream. And you're living the dream again.
I'm living the... Oh, God. 7.
Keeping it together. Keeping it together.
Barely.
We'll come back to this scene. Nina, just briefly, what are you going to be doing? Are you going to be trying to get through the crowd to get to the store or do something else?
I think I'm going to try and get on the bus, maybe?
Okay.
I think there's more to what Jerry Lynn... I think there's more to Jerry Lynn being here than what Jerry Lynn knows, maybe. I think maybe her manager might have left something on the bus. It's weird that she's here, in my humble opinion. So I want to see if there's maybe anything to do with any... Just, it's a hunch. It's a wild hunch, but it's
Stuart, her assistant, will say, he'll kind of like point at all the people like pounding on the glass, and he'll kind of whisper to Geraldine, does that look familiar? Muffy the zombie killer? And we'll get on the bus.
Nina follows Stuart and is just like, sorry, what did you mean by familiar?
Oh, well, like, it's like a Muffy the zombie killer, like zombies. They're acting like zombies.
It's like maybe the episode's playing on one of the screens
sure,
in the bus,
yeah.
like that's happening, and like Nina looks from that to the store and is just like, oh fuck me, Leon loves that shit, and gets off the bus and then runs towards the store as if to go to try, realizing what's happening, and it's just and now is all elbows and pit fights as she's trying to get towards the front.
I love it. Okay then, so I think we're getting maybe just a little bit more in this day phase. So it's kind of late afternoon by the time you're done partying, and you've managed to get your hand on the Odyssey tape. Where do you head after that, JJ?
So I think that JJ is kind of two things. One, he's confident that he's going to unmask Attafoy tonight.
Okay.
And he's two, especially confident, for reasons that escape me, that in some way he can prepare an ambush for Attafoy in which way to do so. And I think he is scouting the amusement park, Starlight Kingdom, for the best possible place to do so.
Are you ready to answer the question about what Attafoy wants, or why he's doing this, or why they're doing this?
I think so. But I mean, I'm happy to save it till dusk. But like, that's generally what JJ's thinking.
Okay. All right. You can be doing that. Let's just wrap up this scene at the Janie Neighborhood Market. So, Nina, you're going to have to like kind of force your way to the front, and I'll tell you that if you can do that, Hector will let you in, because you'll see that you're not like enthralled like these other people. What do you do?
She's sort of trying to weave between the people and find the spaces, and then just sort of get down low. And then while everyone else is like battering high on the door, she's trying to wave to Hector down low, just like, please, is there a back way? Is there anything?
Yeah, that's good. This will be with, I like it with vitality again, actually.
Okay. I've forgotten what my vitality is. Hopefully it's better than... No, it's nothing. It's sweet nothing. It's a hot 3. But it's a good 3. It's a strong 3.
We never asked what you're afraid is going to happen if you fail. What are you afraid of?
I've elbowed my way to the front of a raging mob crowd, wild in the throes of addiction, won't let anything get in their way. I'm afraid I'm about to become the soft crunch underfoot that I feared so much before.
We'll just do an immediate follow-up.
Okay.
That's what's happening. I think the reason why someone eventually grabs you is because when the dream spattered on the concrete earlier, a little bit of it got on the edge of your jacket or your shirt. And someone like physically grabs you to like start licking it.
Oh my god.
And they're just like savoring it, like and then others, it just causes a swarm and they pull you down. And you are now like Walking Dead style, like falling down in the middle of like a group of dream-addled, dream-addicted folk. This is a follow-up day move. What are you afraid is going to happen right now?
Oh my god, oh my...
We've just had the chat outside. Leon, I'm afraid Leon's going to see the last of Nina that is consumed into the crowd is just a three-fingered hand sort of go down.
Yeah, I'm going to say, Leon, your complication from earlier is that you are too distracted and cannot see what's happening to help Nina right now.
Arguably, then that's worse. I don't think anyone witnesses witnesses Nina's final moments.
End, right?
All right.
I suppose that's possible. But in any case, I like it. This is going to be with.
Okay.
How do you try to escape?
Oh no! I had a thought about the jacket. She rips off her jacket.
Okay.
And lets them sup on it.
I'll let you roll with reason for quick thinking.
It's an 8.
You will be able to escape, but not without suffering just some batters and bruises. Like you just get kind of beat up a little bit. I will let you have the fiction though. Describe how you escape.
It's the sound of the mouths. It's the feel of the saliva. It is. They're not stopping at the jacket. She suddenly feels a nip and then a bite and then another bite, and she's so scared. This is so strange. Her jacket she's worn every single day while she's been in Dagoya County because it's her dad's old jacket. And as this is happening, that the sentimentality she feels towards it is just lost, and she rips it off entirely, throws it to them, and slides out and away from them and lets them eat it, tear the fabric apart with their teeth.
Matt, in this crowd of people going after Nina, we see their faces. David Tilbert is also in the crowd, but he's not attacking Nina. What's he doing?
He is shaking his head disapprovingly at this braying mob. Very undisciplined, not sticking to the 3 pillars. And he is doing a set of tight 20 Russian twists.
Fantastic. I think we can fast forward to the day phase with eventually Leon and Mal getting out the back and everybody kind of like meeting back up at the sort of roving base camp of Geraldine's bus, if that's okay. And the cops will eventually come and break up the crowd enough, but it's a bit of a mess. They've got like a bit of a mess on their hands.
Hector said I could take one.
Sure.
Could I take more?
Add it to your corner of the house. Let's transition to the dusk. Are you going to be watching I Want My Video Beat tonight?
I mean, why break with the habit of a lifetime, guys? Come on.
Indeed. Where would you like to watch it?
Question.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know whether this is just wishful thinking from me, but you mentioned on the tour bus, Geraldine had a video. Is that a location we can watch?
Sure is. Yep. If everyone agrees to that, that sounds good to me. So thumbs up on watching the tape and watching it on the bus. Very good. And you may now attempt to answer a question if you wish. Do we want to answer both questions for Zagreus? Because they might be connected. I don't know. Or just the one? What do you think?
I think we can answer both.
Okay, so let's just review the questions and the clues then. So first question, who is Attafoy 85 and why are they doing this? That's a complexity 4. And then what is the truth of the Stick Society disappearances? That's a complexity 2. I have a feeling these might be kind of answered together, but maybe not. I don't know. You tell me. What's our theory?
Okay. This is another classic Matt Risby, 80% solve. And it's a stretch to say 80%. So I think, bear with me here, Attafoy 85 is the son of the lead developer of Zagreus. The lead developer of Zagreus worked at Vector Electronics and was so convinced that Zagreus was genuinely a haunted magical game that he murdered the Stick Society back in the day. Attafoy 85 is attempting to play a game of cat and mouse with Leon because Attafoy 85 thinks Leon is smart enough to solve the game that he's laying out for everybody. And he's laying out elaborate clues. And he has a kind of a split personality. There is the son who killed FG and also Bartman. And then the person who turns up in the mask is almost like a guide to the game that he's playing with us. That's why he's giving us clues, and he is trying to lure us into unmasking him because he wants his father's legacy shown to everybody. So that's generally my theory, and there's a whole bunch of ways that the clues work with this. The milk white chitinous creature from Blam in the graffiti is an Easter egg because the white creature is also like a boss in Zagreus, but it's in the secret level, so only the dev would know about it. So that's like a kind of a calling card clue. The corkboard with obits on is the developer was basically keeping an eye on missing teens and ones who were assumed to be dead, so he could bump off people and they wouldn't be noticed, which explains why Rachel Urieta wasn't actually disappeared. It was someone with a similar name, and it wasn't actually her. And then she just got tied in because she was friends with some of the people who went down into the tunnels. The Polaroid with the Zagreus machine with the ghost on it is genuinely a ghost, and that is from the lead developer's like private collection of these clues that he's got, and someone stole it and sold it online, and Attafoy is trying to get it back. And the Walkman is property of Hutch Langley, like we found the camera belonging to someone else, but the tape inside is the minutes from the Vector Electronica meeting where the dev reveals his plan to actually kidnap and kill teenagers in tunnels below Degoy County in order to make the game this kind of cult sensation, and the rest of his team losing it and quitting the company and closing down Vector Electronics.
Oh, so it was like a weird, like, promotional stunt, like a marketing thing.
Yeah,
for
and he lost his mind because the game genuinely is haunted.
Right. Yeah. Oh, interesting. Okay. Any thoughts from
Please have
Wren
some
or Nina? I'm intrigued. Or from Jess.
One and the same. I think that works pretty solidly, and that's specifically explaining who Attafoy is.
Mm-hmm.
And then it ties into the truth of the disappearances, which is they were all murdered down in the tunnels.
Yeah, those last three empty clues are for what was the true nature of the disappearance thing, I think.
Okay.
So I guess my question is, so the game that Attafoy is playing, I mean, Attafoy several times mentioned like the existence of the labyrinth. Obviously, the bull mask is a reference to the bull or the Minotaur, right, in the labyrinth. It seems like it is. I guess, like, what does the labyrinth have to do? What's the symbolism of the labyrinth here? Is it just because like that's the Vertex Electronica symbol, or is it?
It is, yeah. He was convinced, I think, that his dad was hiding some clue to something in the center of the labyrinth, and he almost wants Leon to find it because Leon's the only one smart enough and good enough.
Oh, that's really interesting. So it's almost like trying to like figure out what happened to his dad, like why his dad went over the edge, and importantly, what's affecting him or them because they also are going over the edge, right? So maybe it's like a help me figure this out. But also so the idea here then is Attafoy, rather than actually Attafoy is actually tormenting you specifically to get you to engage with this mystery and Zagreus, not to actually dissuade you from it. It's a little reverse psychology going on, right? Is that the idea?
I wonder as well whether, the body in the car had Le's name on it and leave. And I wonder whether Attafoy's changed his target to me because I completed the game.
Oh, interesting.
Possibly.
Oh, intriguing. Yeah.
Wren, I'm super intrigued to hear what you had for this.
Yeah. What are your thoughts, Wren?
It's not nearly as detailed. Because you no. So my initial thought for what happened to the Stick Society and who Attafoy might be was tied together. The introduction of Rachel Urieta helps and hinders it, because I thought that the Stick Society, they had gone down into the tunnels because they, in a way similar, believed that there was something about going to the secret levels in the game and viewing the tunnels below as some kind of secret level and trying to match
the secret level of Deep Lake. Yeah.
And trying to match the secret level of Deep Lake. And 5 of them went down there, but only one of them would have, with escape not being impossible but still very difficult, made it out. I think that milk white chitinous creature was left as a warning because it was the cause of the other 4's death. And in trying to navigate the labyrinth under town and trying to find the way out, whoever was left went a bit off the rails, which is why it tied into the big man saying, I tried to help that one.
Right. That's an important clue, right? Or a bit of context.
Because they had been lost under there for so long that they had lost their mind. And so when the Zagreus game got brought back up again, I'm not even sure Attafoy is alive properly, is the thing. Because in order to reach so many people at once in so many different places through the internet, I don't know if they have access to a computer. Maybe Vertex Electronica still works. We saw lights in there. But I think has gone on this rampage in order to prevent anyone else doing what they did, and has taken it to such extremes that when Leon started to access the secret levels, didn't complete it, but just started to access them, had to clean the slate of anyone who had touched this.
I don't want to like put my thumb on the scale here of which of the 2 theories I like best, but what if, I mean, who's to say we didn't see Attafoy and Sparkle Raptor in the same place at one time, right? I mean, is it possible that Rachel Urieta is Attafoy 85 and is actually toying with JJ right now?
Yeah, which is why I was like, it helps and hinders, because if it is Rachel, then Rachel's the one who potentially survived and is way more powerful than she really should be, and is also lying actively about
Actively
everything.
lying. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's really interesting because so let's play with this for a minute because I'm really intrigued by this. Attafoy 85 was threatening people on the forums, right? Like don't look into it, leave it alone. And the reason is really good. It's like they kind of went crazy down in the tunnels, and they don't want anybody else to like do that, right? You started getting threatened specifically because you came back to Deep Lake, right? And probably the reappearance of Zagreus, Attafoy already knows about it, already knows that it's going to happen, and knows that you're there, like looking into the weird history of the town or whatever. And so maybe that was the connection initially. And then I guess it feels like there's been like a really particular like focus on saying things to Leon, like, can you find the center of the labyrinth, right? Like is that a threat? Is that what is the center of the labyrinth to Attafoy? I don't know if we have to necessarily answer that to answer the question, but I think it's an interesting angle.
I've got something a little bit of pepper to grind on top of this, and it's the Rachel Arrieta problem. What if Rachel Arrieta is Attafoy 85,
right?
But also Attafoy 85 with the mask on is the ghost of Hutch Langley.
Wait.
And they are in cahoots. He gave me a Walkman that said "property of Hutch Langley." She is using his spirit, perhaps through the Zagreus machine, to lure us down to do her bidding, because she's not supernatural, but Hutch Langley's ghost is. I think it was when Wren just said that maybe like Attafoy is a supernatural being. Maybe that's two people. Does that solve?
Oh, is it the Hutch? Is it Hutch trying to help you?
Yeah.
And Rachel trying to hurt you.
Yeah.
That would be intriguing. Like it's that's really interesting. Like the mask like possesses.
It might not even just be Hutch, because we got the video of Finn Carlson left in the machine. So what if the spirits of the others that passed away are trying to actively like ward against everything that
they're trying to be found, right? Yeah. They like want to communicate with you. Oh, that's really interesting, actually.
So whenever it's Attafoy, it's not Rachel, but Rachel is the body by which they are doing any of this.
Yeah, Rachel's the person who killed FG and also Bartman.
And yet it was Attafoy who chased you and Bart in the offices, though.
Yes, but I don't know. All they did was push, and yes, it hurt. They pushed the file cabinet, but I think it was still a scare tactic. It's like, don't.
Oh, like go away. Yeah. Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So they're trying to be like. They're trying to be like, go away, like stop, like leave it alone, like don't go because they're trying to help you, right? Okay, that's intriguing. It also kind of explains why. So if we think that Rachel is actually the killer, what I guess I think what will bring this home is, Matt, if you tell us what might have been said on the tape that implicates Rachel being the killer.
That's the name off the obit board that isn't a genuine. It's someone who's died, and that's not her real name. They've taken Rachel Arrieta's name off an already dead kid's obituary.
Okay, interesting. Okay, good. This is really interesting. Okay, so let's look at the clues. Okay, so the graffiti of the creature is just a reference to Zagreus, right? And it's just further evidence that they were down there. And indeed, we think it's the creature that actually attacked and killed the members of the Styx Society down in the tunnels. And Leon, of course, was chased by that creature. So there's a lot of like evidence that is probably what happened to them. We know they went down into the tunnels, right? We know that. That's verified. with the video that, again, one of these ghosts tried to get into your hands. Hutch Langley is suggestive of Rachel Arrieta being like not who they say they are, or not like who we think Rachel Arrieta is supposed to be. And then, so what was the deal with the Polaroid, I think, is with a ghost in it, is just evidence that yes, there are ghosts, right? And maybe that Polaroid was from after when the Styx Society disappeared, right? And so
I think
like, what are ghosts?
It's like if the person who is wearing the bull mask is an embodiment of all the spirits of the Styx Society, then that was another one of the Styx Society trying to make themselves known when maybe someone was taking a picture of that machine to sell it. And it was just like, another communication.
Like they're trying to warn you away off this thing. Oh, that's really good. Let's bring home this Rachel Arrieta thing then. So at some point in your hanging out and getting high with Rachel, JJ, you at some point you know that you're going to try to trap Sparkle Raptor and bring them to justice or whatever you're going to do. What does Sparkle Raptor do? How does she slip up? What happens? You know, she's showing you the tape. She's showing you the Polaroid. She's talking about Degoya County. What is the thing that clinches it? What makes you think she's the one?
I think there's a couple of things. The first thing is when I go into the back of the van to look at the Odyssey tape, I think on the roof of inside the roof, there is the Vector Electronica labyrinth is painted on there. Yeah. But I also think she's got FG's coin changer somewhere. Because I just picked up the bloody coins off the floor, but like good. I wonder if she's got that, and maybe she's got Batman's inhaler as well.
Yeah, well, and it also kind of neatly ties into like why they stole the Zagreus machine, right? You know, like that's really interesting. I like it a lot. I think it would also be interesting if the reason why she seemed to herself not really know anything about Psychic Narwhal Messiah's backlog and what they did is because she hasn't been a member that long. she's new.
she probably replaced the bass player who disappeared in various circumstances.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's really good. Oh, I'm really liking this. With these clues, it works. I mean, the ones we've marked here, it works. I mean, it all comes together in a really neat way. That's going to be a +1. Who wants to roll it?
I think
if there's nothing else.
I think Leon, you were the the genesis for this, so you definitely need to roll.
Okay. No, I don't like that one. I'm gonna change that one. Okay. The dice landed on top of each other. My God, it's a 7 though.
Okay, it's correct. And do we want to try to answer then the question of like what happened to the Styx Society? We've kind of already done it, but if we
I think
that'd be great.
Those top 2 clues: the Styx Society went into the tunnels beneath deep lake. We've got that, and the map of the tunnels is a proof that, and that makes it a flat roll, right?
Yeah. We actually still have the people in robes stealing the machine for the art installation is still available too. That might actually connect up with Rachel more, but
it wouldn't have made a difference to the role if it had just so we'll go flat on this one. I think we'll be turning the key of the mystery because that was Snake Eyes.
Indeed. You can bump it up to a success if you do the Key of the Palace. Each latchkey narrates a dream they once had of the occluded king sitting upon a blood-red throne, wearing a bramble crown, reigning over the realm of the dead.
That key goes pretty hard. Fuck.
We saw him on one level.
Yeah. Should have rolled better, Matt.
So I like it. So we can consider this resolved because at some point you'll just have to post on the forums like, the Styx Society were trying to find the secret levels of the town inspired by Zagreus, and something down there killed them or they went missing. That works for me. Great. Awesome. Okay, let's keep going here. I'm really excited by this. I'm excited to see how it goes. So then what is everyone doing tonight?
I mean, I'm going to unmask. I'm going to reveal Rachel to be the murderer.
Yeah. Jess or Nina, Leon.
There's not much we can do to further the dream. So maybe we can. Oh, actually, I'd like to go to the. If it was in the news, I'd like to go to the spot where the reporter drove into a ditch or was driven into a ditch.
Oh, sure. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Well, in fact, it happened near Whitespray. So.
Well, then I may as well go to Whitespray. What's? Oh boy, the cliff dwellings of Whitespray, you might say. Yeah. Okay. So Nina. Yeah. Nighttime seems like the perfect time to do that. What could go wrong? So yeah, Nina will head to Whitespray.
Leon's. Where are you going?
I might still. But. She's been targeting me. I kind of want to see why is my brain Attafoy get taken down.
Okay, so fantastic. Everybody, we know where we're going. I love it. Let's talk about I Want My Video Beat. This tape is an episode of Video Beat, a show that plays music videos. People who remember Video Beat can never quite recall the names of any of the bands or songs featured on the show, only that they were, quote, obscure. In fact, the bands do not exist and have never existed. Any attempt by the Latchkeys to do an internet search for the bands featured in this episode will fail to find any information. The episode opens with the host and VJ, Raygun Rosales, breakdancing in a room decorated with Memphis-designed wallpaper and chairs. Raygun's shtick is to announce the name of the upcoming video and then blast the screen with his Raygun fingers, an action accompanied by a cheesy laser blaster sound, at which point the screen fades to white and the video plays. Out of the first video. Wren, you have prompt 2. Jess, you have prompt 3. Matt, you have prompt 4. We have all settled into the comfortable chairs on Geraldine's bus. We pop in the tape after we remove one of the other Muffy tapes and pop that one in. The first video is from the Meow Meow Meows, a Minneapolis-based funk and R&B band that does not exist, led by charismatic frontman Marvin Stray Cat Struthers. The totally non-existent song featured in the video is called Puss in Boots. What is the song about, and how does the video depict this? We actually start with Raygun in his kind of wild 80s room, and he has, I think he's wearing like a little beret, and he's got a little beret, he's got like long curls, and he's wearing those like 80s sunglasses with the like weird asymmetrical like, you know, triangles or whatever, you know? And he's like, all right, your main man, Raygun Rosales, is back with another episode of Video Beat. And first up, we got those cool cats, the Meow Meow Meows, with their hit song, Puss in Boots. There's a dissolving fade into Puss in Boots. We see the band. The video is set up so that it looks like a kind of like Dick Tracy back alley kind of situation, you know, very moody lighting and very like kind of exaggerated, almost like Gotham, like, you know, cardboard buildings, you know, in the back. And the band, they all wear these like really like broad-shouldered single color suits that kind of taper down, you know, they're a little bit like zoot suits. And they're a funk R&B band, so we've got like saxophones, we've got horns, we've got all that kind of stuff, and they're all dancing around. And Stray Cat, the lead singer, you know, he's doing his little dancing in the front, you know, and he's got his little pompadour. And the song is about a very sexually magnetic woman who gets whatever she wants, especially whenever she puts on her Puss in Boots. And the video frequently cuts to this woman who in her tall thigh-high Puss in Boots, and they sing the song, and it's, I don't know the whole song, but it's probably something like, she's sexy, she's really hot, she's gonna give you what she got. She's sexy, it's beyond dispute, she's going stomping in her Puss in Boots. And then there's a and yeah, the song's a big hit. And if it existed, everybody would have been doing the Puss in Boots dance. So I'm sure there's a dance. What's the plan here, JJ and Leon, for catching Rachel Arrieta?
So has Leon arrived? Like
yes,
a little bit before? Yeah. So I think JJ launches into the most breakneck explanation, like of how all this is connected, and like it's real kind of Charlie Red String stuff, right? And he's like, look, right, okay, this is what we're gonna do. I've texted Hanscom, and I've told him like don't look at it, Leon, and then I'm just kind of pushing Leon's face not to look at it, but in the van, it is an Aladdin's cave of evidence that clears us. There's Bartman's inhaler. There is the Vectra Electronica labyrinth on the side, and I'm pretty sure it's one that's been taken from Vector. There is FG's coin changer. Like, it's all there. It's all there. So if you hang here, what I'm thinking is I'll lead Rachel, who, remember, she's out of way, but there's also a ghost, right? I'll lead her off somewhere else, because I think she's sweet on me, but I'm going to use that to our advantage. That's what we got. As plans go, it's not great, but it's what we got. What do you think?
Wait, what's the plan? I just okay, there's a ghost. And also, so this Rachel Arrieta killed FG and Bartman because,
I mean, I don't get hung up on the because. Just kind of focus like now and in the why. This will take out all the threats to us, all the threats to you. Remember, like the dead body that was in your trunk. Like,
I can't forget the dead body that was in my trunk. Thank you so much.
Well, at least compartmentalize it, right? Just for now. Like stay with me. Like, I've smoked a lot of weed this afternoon. I need you to keep me on on the straight and narrow, otherwise this is gonna go off the rails pretty quick.
Okay.
Have you been eating that stuff again?
No. What?
Because this isn't really elite crime solving. I can barely see straight, and you're hopped up on ice cream. So, we need Hanscom to get here pretty quick.
I'm sure it's fine. Don't worry about it.
The town.
Am I crying?
Oh yeah,
No.
I thought you were kind of weeping it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The town of White Spray, Nina, is a single small street with a few boarded up storefronts. There might be a little sirocco of litter as a strong wind blows through. It's just kind of sundown, so you can kind of still see things a little bit of glow, a little bit of light. There's a group of coyotes crossing the street that seem like they truly do not give a fuck. They just cross the street like it's their place to do so. Let's paint the scene. Many years ago, during the golden age of Hollywood, White Spray was a resort town for the rich and famous. That's all gone now, but we can still see some very faint traces of that time. What?
On one of the sidewalks, like a prominent promenade through the center of town, they started to fill out for stars on the pavements, like Walk of Fame type stuff, but never actually got to lay any.
Up on one of the hills that overlooks White Spray, you can just see the beginnings of what would be a very big, ostentatious Hollywood-style sign built into the hills, but it's just got white written, and then the spray seems to have fallen into disrepair, or maybe was just never finished.
There's out of place for the environment chalets and chateaus built that are too big and too unnecessary to take up as much space as they do. And it's all gated, so no one who lives there can go into anyone else's place. But there's no one there anyway.
Before we leave this scene, Nina, I will tell you that there's just this single street. Most of the businesses are closed up, but it does seem like there's at least one business that's open, the Smoking Pole Tobacco Shop. You can see it there, and there's an old woman or just kind of sitting on the porch smoking in front of it. I will also tell you that you can see a little bit off the main street, kind of up on the hill a bit, illuminated, is a large, like, kind of brutalist mansion. You can see it's illuminated from inside, so it's all like lit up glass, concrete. That's probably where Morgenstern lives. We know that he lives in White Spray. No sign of the La Fresca foods, though. What do you do? I would like to suggest that you're on foot too, that Deputy Toro dropped you off.
I think I'm going to go and have a chat with this old woman in the tobacco shop. Maybe she can point me in the right direction, or give me a little insight into White Spray and the links to Morgenstein.
Let's go back to video beat. Wren, the second video is from Copenhagen, a non-existent soft rock band from Berlin. The song is a romantic ballad called Pillow Whispering. The video was shot in a city that doesn't exist anywhere on Earth, but feels vaguely European. How so?
The video opens with close-ups of the individual band members' face. They're all wearing dark turtlenecks, but then they have trench coats over them with the collars turned up, and their hair is a wild, wild mess. As the video pans out, as the first exceptionally reverbed guitar strum streaks through the speakers and the gated snare drums beat through, it reveals that they're in what looks like a church. There's stained glass, and then beneath these arched windows that you can see out into the city and the skyline proper, but the sky is painted a deceptive looking green. But the band continues, "Lover, I miss you talking to me," as it then pans to another scene, and they're in the middle of a city street. There's brickwork, but it's a weird pale orange, as there's a fountain behind them, but water isn't coming from it. It's this gelatinous gray liquid that is just pushing its way up out of the fountain, as this very androgynous looking lead singer continues to croon about missing their lover laying next to them. Again, the sky is still this strange shade of emerald green, as blue pale clouds float against the sky. People begin to walk past them, but the people themselves, none of their faces ever turn towards the camera. It's almost like they're walking backwards in a way, or maybe the video itself is backwards and the people who are walking forward. You can't quite tell. But they continue on, and the scene switches again, and they're on what looks like a very cold beach. The wind is whipping through their trench coats, and buttressing up against them is this ruin, an arched stone that is cracked and broken into this, again, grayish looking water as it washes up against orange pale sand.
Pew, 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 pew. Okay, so JJ, what was your plan to act? Like, how do you actually lure Attafoy out?
So here's the thing. Whilst Leon is kind of like watching over things, this kind of crime scene on wheels that we need to keep in one location while we're waiting for the cops, JJ has gone off towards where the Ferris wheel is, and he's kind of having a tinker around and a bit of a hot wire of the mechanics, and with this kind of like grinding metallic shriek, he managed to kind of get it slowly turning, and he is gonna ask Rachel to take a ride with him. It's a terrible plan.
She says,
it traps me on a Ferris wheel with a murderer.
She says, yeah, I guess we have a couple of minutes.
It's going to look sick in the background of the shot as well for the video.
Right. Yeah, definitely. Maybe we'll get stuck at the top.
Chance will be a fine thing.
Leon, what are you doing in the meantime?
So JJ's left me with the stuff.
Yes, all the evidence of the murders.
So I think Leon looks at it for a bit, looks at Malcolm, and then starts rummaging in his backpack and is going to remove one tub of the dream. This isn't a problem. This is not a problem. I can stop this at any time. I can stop this at any time. And he peels off the lid. It's really not a problem. It's really not a problem.
Are you going to eat some?
Yep.
Turn a key.
Oh, boy. I think... Yeah, I'm going to turn a key of the child.
Nina, I think as you kind of approach this older woman, she's got weathered boots, weathered jeans, weathered face, gray hair pulled back in a ponytail. She's wearing a Public Enemy t-shirt. She gets up, and you see now that she has a dog with her, a black Australian shepherd who's wearing a little pink kerchief that says "a very good girl." She gets up and she says, "Come on, Dog." And Dog follows her into the shop. The shop's still open, though. What do you do?
I think I'm going to move into the shop after the old woman and Dog.
The Smoking Pole Tobacco Shop is the only storefront that's open. There's the earthy, leafy tang of hand-rolled cigars, cigarillos, and cigarettes. A pool table and jukebox in one corner. Let's paint the scene, everyone. How can we tell the Smoking Pole is more of a hangout for old-timers than a business?
There's a circular table in the center with several decks of playing cards on them. Some of them are spread out like they're just waiting for someone to come and use them. And there are marks where people have rested their arms and elbows. This table has gotten a lot of use.
There's one particular perch by the window where two almost wraith-like figures just hang, smoke, seeds from their mouths as cigarettes just hang limply as they watch the newcomer come in. They don't move. They don't say hello. They don't say anything. They just sit there and watch almost like it's entertainment. Something different from what they've been seeing recently.
I think there is a jar on the counter which has got a handwritten sign next to it from many decades ago that says, "Give generously to the Teamster Strike of 38," and it's still got modern money being put in it.
What do you do?
I think Nina's going to try and play it cool. Play it real cool. She'll walk up to the counter where the old woman is and just be like, I'll take a pack of camels if you got them.
She's like, yeah, I got them. Here, on the house.
Crazy kind of you. Thank you so much. I'm from Dagoya County, but I'm not like in Dagoya County. That sounds insane. Sorry. I'm in Whitespray because I'm writing a book, and I was wondering if you guys knew anything about like the Morgenstein fella.
W. Atlas Morgan Stern.
Yeah, you didn't meet. I'm sort of new, but not really. Yeah, that guy.
Make the meddling move with presence, I would say.
I don't think I'm good at presents either. Yeah. No. A 9.
Wren, or no, Jess. The third video is from The Ulterior, a new wave band featuring their song Saturday You and Me. Something is a little off about The Ulterior. What is it?
So the video hard cuts into a start, and we see it's just a shot of a keyboard being played and just very, very hard, sharp notes, just dun, 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 like played consistently. And then all of a sudden, the keyboard starts to move out of frame, and you realize that all 5 members of the Ulterior are stood on like a rotating stage. And the camera is sort of in the middle on sort of a stand pivot. So it watches just as they sort of come past, almost like on a Lazy Susan. And this music feels a little jarring compared to the lyrics, and the lyrics come up and it's like, I'm 9 years ago, I'm 4,000 miles away, it's you and me, and it's Saturday, we're going up, we're going round, taking you underground, take me high, take me away, it's Saturday. And it feels like it should be this beautiful romantic ballad, but it's definitely not. It's delivered hard and fast, and as you see each of these members come past the camera, you notice they're sort of like in these big, oversized suits. It's big shoulder pads, and the hair is all like almost perfectly gelled up in these sort of big, almost like towering haircuts. And it doesn't really suit any of them. They almost look like they're deeply uncomfortable. And as the stage keeps spinning and showing member after member after member, they're wearing these sort of glasses, these sort of almost visor-like glasses, which again clash with the suit. But it keeps going on. This sort of feeling of uncomfortableness doesn't really stop. And then it gets worse, because you sort of seem to notice there must have been a cut at some point in the music video where, as the stage was spinning and one guy was out of frame and the next guy was coming in, something has happened to this guy off camera, and something is dripping down from under the visor. And all of a sudden his mouth isn't moving anymore. they were all singing before. You could definitely see them singing, or maybe they've been lip syncing, but suddenly their mouths are just closed and the music keeps playing and the next guy comes around and the next guy comes around and all of them look like they've been beaten up backstage. Something has gone on. And so the music keeps playing. It's you and me. It's Saturday. As they're all not mouthing. And then the music video sort of like comes to a close. The camera pans up, shows all of them in one circle together and then fades to black. But just as it does, they all look up to the camera and smile. And you can see at some point during this recording, they've gone from being free-talking, free-speaking band members to having their jaws wired shut. And they're just grinning up at the camera. Maybe they pissed off management. Maybe they wanted to sing and wouldn't just lip sync, but whatever it is, they annoyed the wrong person.
JJ, the Ferris wheel is the type that's like a little, like, the cars are like enclosed and they have a little door, so you're kind of like in there in a little tight enclosed space with Rachel Orietta. They have a generator hooked up to it so it can be used for the video, and it's kind of going up now, and we can kind of see we see the glow of the lights and things. They've actually got the whole place is lit up as much as they can for the video, and you have a really good view of it now. At one point, you look up to notice that Rachel is now wearing the Attafoy mask, sitting on the seat opposite you. So how did you figure out we were here?
You made it pretty obvious.
Oh, did we?
There's a reason you targeted Leon. Leon is, and this is all happening while Leon is scoffing ice cream downstairs. Leon is a brilliant mind. Nothing gets past him. He can hack into a government mainframe in less than a minute. He's wanted in several countries for cyber crimes, and you picked on the wrong guy. I'm just the face of this operation. I managed to trick you up here. But Leon, you really fucked up when you picked Leon.
Hacking? Cyber crimes? Did everything in Neuromancer come true?
You might not know what it is, but your kids are going to love it.
Listen, this has all gone too far. It's not just Zagreus. It's all of it. It's all connected. And if you and your friends go any further, especially if you try to figure out what happened to TV Odyssey, you're going to hurt people. You're going to hurt people like we were hurt. We can't let you do that. And you see now that Rachel / Attafoy has a, we'll say like a knife. Rachel Urietta's murderous instincts are helpful for us in this moment. What do you do?
I think in this moment, JJ is going to have to do something reckless. And I think that Rachel is stood with her back to the little metal bit that opens out how you get in and out. I think he is going to try and push her off the Ferris wheel.
Leon, as you are frantically shoveling the dream in your mouth with no spoon, Mal also trying to get at the dream. Do you share it?
I let him have what's on my other hand.
Very good. You actually can clear living the dream. Tell me, what is it about eating at this time that you realize it's wrong, that there's something wrong with it, and that you shouldn't have it in your body?
Leon starts eating it, and the euphoria that he had before that first time, that feeling of reclaiming something stolen, it doesn't come. It feels like something's being taken, actively taken. And he remembers sitting in his living room, and there's a bowl of ice cream next to him. But he has one. And he drops the ice cream and grabs Mal at the collar. No. Mal, off your face. Off your face. And he starts frantically wiping Mal's face with his sleeve.
Oh, W. Atlas Morgenstern. We don't see him too much down here, if I'm being honest. I've heard, though, that up in the hills he's built another La Fresca Foods facility. Funny thing, though, no workers.
Well, that would explain why the dream made it back into Decoya, but no
Trucks,
workers?
Well, trucks go up to pick up the shipments of this dream product that they're making, but a factory that makes ice cream would have to be supported by people to work in the factory, and there's nobody in White Spray but us.
Huh.
And then another one of the old timers. They've all introduced themselves at this point. They are Billy Boy, Sarasota, Cujo, Doc Martin, Tits, Papa Joe, and Crybaby. And Crybaby, he tells you, I seen it. I saw it. I saw the facility. I've been in it. I snuck in it.
And what did it look like?
Oh, they got machines and stuff, big old vats, for making ice cream, and all kinds of paddles and different things like that. But all of it is still wrapped up in bubble wrap and cardboard. They never unpacked any of it. It's like they wanted someone to think they were making ice cream up there, but they're not. And so what I want to know is, where does it come from?
If they're not making the ice cream, what's making the ice cream?
That's your clue. Your clue is the factory is just a facade. Here's your complication on the clue.
Okay.
Thomasina, that's her name, the lady you were talking to. Thomasina has behind her a bunch of pictures, a bunch of old black and white pictures and other types of pictures, just showing different people who visited the town in its heyday. Maybe there's Greta Garbo or something, right? But also there's a picture of a group of people and the big man in a black and white photo. It almost looks like it's like a group of miners and him, and he looks just like you know him. Let's go back to the tape. Matt, the fourth video is from Pyramid. The song is called Embrace the Void. The music video features neither music nor video. What does it show instead?
So Raygun says, next up and last up, something real special. Pew pew, and shoots his lasers at the screen, and the screen goes black, and the audience at home, the person watching it on TV, will wait for that beat to kick in, but it doesn't. And then wait a little longer, still nothing, just a black screen. They think they see something, but maybe it's just residual static on the CRT. We think they hear something, but maybe it's just the low hum of the tube inside. Anyone watching it at home will lean a little closer to the black void of the screen. You know, did the network drop? Is there just a long delay at the start of this song? No, just nothing. Blackness. And you get so close to the screen in an effort to see something there, all they can see back is their own dim reflection. And then two fingers appear behind their head, and Raygun says, "Embrace the void." Pew, pew. He shoots lasers, and they disappear.
Yeah, Nina, they've got a picture of the big man behind the counter. Looks like it was from decades ago, maybe even 100 years ago. What do you do?
Can I have that? Can I? It's a weird request. Sorry, you've already given me so much, but I know that guy.
Thomasina says, "Oh." And at this point, all the old timers have they're kind of like getting a little closer to the counter, you know. And one of them, maybe it's Tits, says, "The Wanderer is walking the earth again?"
Well, he was. He walked and wandered into our kitchen. So, and he's been.
Papa Joe says, "Where is he now?"
I don't know. He was looking real bad last time we saw him. His face, I could see his everything. He was littler, but like shrunk.
Did he say where he was going?
I think he said to the desert. Something maybe about the doorway. Dangers at the doorway. That was really all I could remember from what he told me.
Sarasota says, "Thomasina, I think it's happening."
What's happening?
Cujo says, "It's time.
Time for what?
The time of the great hungers. He told us they would come. I didn't know it was going to happen in our lifetime, though." And they begin immediately locking the doors and shuttering the windows. And
wait,
they're all grabbing rifles and guns around you.
Whoa! This is happening right now. This is right now.
Thomasina takes your hand and says, "If he reached out to you and he told you he's going into the desert, it's because he's trying to warn you. He can't keep them back any longer."
Who is them?
Another one says, "But what happened? What happened? Was the seal broken?" And they're kind of going on about this a little bit more.
Oh, fuck. Escondido Street.
And we cut there. I want the night move. JJ, what are you afraid is going to happen if you fail?
I am afraid that I am going to be stabbed and killed, and doing so will reveal something to JJ about his past.
Ooh. How is it worse than that? My goodness. I'm not sure. That's pretty bad. So let's get into it. This is going to be with vitality. Do you have any, what are your conditions here? Let's see. No, I think your conditions are going to be fine.
So glad you said that, because I rolled an 11.
Very good.
So it's actually a 12 with my one in... No, I don't have one in vitality. That's wishful thinking.
The scene is yours. Describe how you take out Rachel Arrieta.
So I think I hear the police sirens in the background, and I can vaguely see Leon down by the van. And I look down at Rachel's right hand holding the knife, and then just for a split second, it flashes in my mind, and the hand holding it is a La Fresca High Letterman jacket and a man's hand. And then it's back into this Ferris wheel. And before I can really make sense of it, I'm wrestling her for the knife. And, you know, I'm not particularly strong. She's killed 2 people. But I think the fact that I went for her puts her off balance, and she topples backwards. And I go out of the Ferris wheel with her and just kind of hanging on my left hand. And briefly, I have her hand. Briefly, just never enough of it to like hold on to her and keep her in the Ferris wheel. And she falls, but she doesn't fall very far. This is actually a quite small Ferris wheel, and she lands on like the corrugated roof of where the operator would be. And I think as the Ferris wheel is kind of the lights are flickering on of the thing that illuminates it, I'm just seeing this kind of cracked bull's mask staring up at me. But the more disturbing thing was the sleeve of that jacket.
I imagine that, Leon, maybe you're kind of like guarding the van, and so you're eating the ice cream like by the the rear bumper of the van, and the doors are open, and JJ was serious. Like the band, maybe it's just Rachel, but they've collected a lot of like really interesting DeGoya County memorabilia. I mean, they had the Odyssey tape, obviously. They have all the evidence of the killings, different things. Just one wall is like kind of papered over with like news clippings of like different weird things that have happened, over time or over the course of history. Some missing posters, some, of different people who've gone missing over the years. They've even got a Happy Jack the Lumberjack puppet that's just sitting there kind of staring at you with its dead wooden eyes. And that will conclude this portion of the night phase. But before we leave the night phase, the tape continues. Like, gag me with a spoon, deadheads. Hi, I'm television's Geraldine Ambrose, star of Muffy the Zombie Killer. And this is Muffy the Zombie Killer's Kickboxing of the Living Dead workout. This workout video, starring Geraldine Ambrose, begins with a series of warm-ups, which involve Geraldine and a bunch of people in zombie makeup doing jumping jacks and knee raises by the side of a pool. You got to get your muscles warmed up, especially if they've set with necrosis and they're kind of doing their thing. Eventually, we transition to a number of scenes involving Geraldine doing the kickboxing routine, which involves literally kicking and punching the people who are in the zombie makeup. And we get the impression that they didn't really have like a stunt coordinator on hand, because you can hear some people who are not mic'd, but you can still kind of hear them say, "Ow, that really hurt." But it's a very helpful workout routine. It has practical martial arts and other tactical physical combat skills that you can learn. Indeed, at any time, one of you, if you are about to take an action that Geraldine's combat techniques would be helpful for, you can get a 12+ on the associated roll.
Like being attacked with a knife on a Ferris wheel.
Absolutely, sadly.
Seems like a skill issue, Matt.
You did well, though.
Let's do a quick dawn phase. let's get through our dawn here. Let's get rewards. You have resolved Zagreus. Congratulations. The rewards are an arcade token. Add it to your corner of the house. If you are ever forced to mark the pure white signal, you may instead use this item to continue, as long as it isn't already marked. Afterwards, remove the item from your corner of the house. A unit at the Me and My self-storage. Add it to your corner of the house. You can take the time to access your storage unit and place a reasonable item from your corner of the house inside it to prevent the keeper from removing it as a reaction. You must take the time to retrieve the item if you wish to have it again. This feels like a good place for the Waitley camera. Attafoy 85's Cracked Bull Mask. The utility tunnels become a recurring location. You get 1 extra clue on the meddling move when you explore the tunnels for hidden access points. Or one of you can choose a memento from the investigation.
Can I have the bull mask, please, if no one else wants it?
Please may I take the tunnels?
You may.
I guess I'll be having the token.
Indeed.
Strong choices all around.
Saves you from death. You got to continue with the token. You got to continue. Fantastic. Let's keep going with our phase here. I think that's just answering questions then. You did resolve a mystery. Everyone gets credit for that. JJ, did you get a signal from the other side?
I did. The shrieking of the guitar in Wren's video and the shrieking of the metallic Ferris wheel getting started.
Ah, very good. Did you cut loose for once?
I'd say so. Facing down a murderer in a very foolhardy plan, I think, was cutting loose.
Did you go out of your way? Did you go out of your way to reconnect with Deep Lake?
I don't think I did.
Nina, did you receive a signal from the other side?
I don't think I did. I'm trying to. I didn't plant anything. I completely
you had the little
forgot.
dribbling. Didn't you have something dribble down an eye?
Oh, I did. Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was good. Yes, thank you very much. I'll take that.
Did you cut loose for once?
Arguably, no. I mean, I got all elbows and anger in the pit of zombie people, but I don't know if that's cut and loose. I was very hungover.
Yeah. Were you vulnerable with someone?
I was vulnerable a little bit with Leon about taking on Mal.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, I like that.
Okay, cool.
Leon, did you get a signal from the other side?
I don't think so.
I think you did because I wrote it down. You mentioned gated communities, and then you said something about gated.
The gated snap. See, I don't remember the things I do.
That's why
they frequently operate on a subconscious level. I think that's working as intended. Did you cut loose for once?
Yes, finally giving into eating the ice cream.
Yeah, I think that was the real power move, right? Like just voluntarily eating a dream. Yeah. Were you vulnerable with someone?
Yeah, asking Nina to please take care of my dog if I die.
I'm gonna say you were vulnerable with the dream as well.
Yeah.
Still just 1 XP, but fantastic. We will do the key of the palace and then any other keys that are owed at the top of the next session. Before we go, I know for viewers, we have decided off camera that we are going to we're gonna take a look at the chili cook-off tape.
Yes.
Then I'm going to suggest that we see a scene in the desert. A jeep rolling through the desert. And the 4 of you, JJ, Nina, Leon, and Geraldine Ambrose at the wheel, driving the jeep. You're all wearing University of New Mexico t-shirts. You pull the jeep into a hotel parking lot. there's a big banner. The Great Dagoya County Chili Cook-Off of 86. Let's go to Stars and Wishes.
I will kick off just because I've written, I think, 6 pages of notes in this session alone. This was dense with information. JJ, Matt, the number of band names you were coming up with out of the blue were absolutely phenomenal. Han Solo's Medicine Cabinet it was so lovely. But yeah, you really, I think you going after Rachel was such a power move on JJ's like behalf, and I really love that you played him out to do that way. And then also go in again with Leon when you guys were solving the Atafoy mystery, and I could watch Leon and JJ just interact the whole time. JJ explaining something with absolutely no clarity and Leon going, "What's the plan?" and then proceeding to do something entirely fucking wild instead. I just want to watch that for hours. So yeah, my stars to you two for that scene in particular, and stars to Leon and Wren as well for really leaning into the dream. It is, I would argue, probably the most unsettling thing that we've come across so far, with regards to what it's making folks do and what it's making you do and you leaning into it. And I'm really glad we get to see that side of it, because you're making it feel way worse than it is, just as a description. And then Jason, again, you continue to put the pressure on. Like, it feels like we've entered another circle this episode as well. Before this, in the Discord and everything, we're talking about strategy. We're talking about which keys do we need to burn to make sure we've got keys of the child left to be able to burn later. And it becomes, I think we played the between, and walking into this, we were just like, yeah, we'll burn through some to get some narrative. It's not bad. It's not. We're now at a point where we are rationing keys as much as we possibly can. The pressure again has been ramped up once more. The descriptions of everything, the descriptions of the clues are fantastic. It's so dense with detail. I want to go into so many different areas, but like from Mr. Vallejo through to but Nina wants to go to the Starlight Kingdom. There's so much here that we could have like explored, and yeah, I'm amazed that you've managed to narrow it down to just this much, but like, God to know how your mind works. Jeez. But yeah, again, thank you very much for running this and making it so horrible constantly.
God, where do I start? Matt, I really appreciate JJ and like fully going in, like you said before, it's like, I have a terrible plan, and just committing to it full blast all the way through, and we reaped a lot of rewards from that. So honestly, thank you for your sacrifice today. But I really enjoyed like watching you interact with Rachel, and then it's always fun to play off Leon and JJ. Their relationship is very funny to me. And then just like, again, the little hints that we get at JJ's backstory, just like, what does it mean? What does any of it mean? Nina, Jess, your reaction when everyone in White's register to batten down the hatches, get the guns, just like, wait, no, what's happening? Somebody talk to me. It's so funny. You are very reactionary in a very good way. Like, you're very quick on it, just deciding to elbow into a crowd of ice cream zombies, and just having to switch plans to talking to Gerald and Ambrose. I I really enjoy watching Nina interact with the world. Just even from the start with that yearbook and just deciding, oh yeah, let's just full pelt into the chromatic desert. That's fine and okay. But no, it's always fun to be taken along for the ride, even if that ride ends in the chromatic desert. Jason, I enjoy every moment that you intertwine something that someone has said back into the story. I said this last time as well, because I like watching people's faces when it happens. Like when you brought up Neuromancer and just full shrank 2 sizes into the chair. It was hilarious. And just don't think I didn't see you do that too with my sad dog story and bringing back death is inevitable. Don't do that to me. I will kill you. But it makes the world feel so much closer, like it's pressing in on every action that we do, having some kind of further on repercussion. And I really enjoy that. Please, we're just little guys. Please.
I think that I've got a new trigger for just dread, which is Jason saying my actual name and not my character name, because I know then I have to narrate a great hunger into a scene that's happening to someone else. So I'm like, oh no, don't want it. This is a really fun session. I think the dream is so fucking weird as a mystery. It's so good, and I just get a lot of. I think we had one of the threats in the between that I wasn't a part of, and I think it was the Nutcracker, and I was like enjoying it so much because I got to watch other people do it, and I feel that way about the dream because I've not really had anything to do with it, and watching you two play it through with your various substance habits and inability to deal with social situations, just perfect. I really love playing off Leon's exasperated energy and JJ, who I think leaning into the fact of playing these people like they don't know how much trouble they're in is just really important. And like JJ has got this kind of bravado that is just. He's just like giving people rope, and it's just no good. And I don't think there's any other way that he would be doing this. I've also got the nostalgic scene where you talked about the dog and brought back the line from Leon's dad. I thought was absolutely fantastic and cruel as well, Jess. There's just like so much extra stuff, and I don't know what's. Like, is the Tommy Vallejo thing relevant? Is that fire relevant? Is the fact they were attacked by animals relevant? What's happening? Oh no, what's going on? I really feel like the walls are closing in, and it doesn't feel particularly good, but in the best possible way. Also, the Master of Sadness at the beginning, everyone's really, really good. I really like those. Jess, yours was really short and really punchy, but it really kind of hit. And then Wren's with Charlie was absolutely wonderful. So yes, stars all around. And yeah, Jason, just like the relish that you bring to tormenting us is quite something. And yeah, I can't kind of wait to see what's waiting for us in the desert with Miss Ambrose.
Yeah, stars all around. I really enjoyed. It was a great session. I love the dream. It's such a weird, oddball mystery, and it's fun to run. Good times. I really quite enjoyed. I also really loved. I loved Video Beat. I thought Video Beat was great. Like I thought the music videos were a lot of fun. I thought the various flashbacks we got today were really cool. I thought the solution to the Zagreus issue was really, really good. It was such a cool like just this idea that the ghosts, like the kids, they all died in the tunnels, and their ghosts are still able to like affect the world. and initially they're trying to just warn you away, but when it becomes too much, or like when you start getting too close, they get more like dangerous, right? It becomes more violent. And
you mean like Pac-Man? that's absolutely, I realize what we've just made.
You kind of have, because they're in the tunnels and maze. Yeah.
And then when they get more danger. Sorry, had to be said.
No. It's a good shout. Well, Snack Man it's called in this universe. But also this idea, it was also like this really interesting idea that Rachel Urieta, like Rachel Urieta being this like kind of like obsessive about Deep Lake and Degoya County and its mysteries, inserts herself into the mystery of the Styx Society, which is just an interesting touch. It's like fanaticism, like kind of gone a certain way. And we didn't talk about it specifically, but my feeling is that the big man tried to get Rachel like to like chill the F out, and like you don't want to, like, just leave all this alone, like you are out of control, right? Or maybe the big man was interacting with the ghosts and trying to get them to like chill. I don't know, but it's interesting that like Rachel like inserts herself into a mystery in Deep Lake, because she's like this weird enthusiast of the mystery, of the various mysteries and weird happenings. And
she's sort of like us in a sense.
She is.
Like we're trying to figure this out.
She's like the dark-sided version of you all, yeah, which is really intriguing. And the ghosts, like it was never really clearly stated like who killed who, right? Like, did Rachel kill FG, or did the ghosts kill FG? I think my theory is that Rachel did the killings, and then the ghosts were kind of like we're okay with like using her to reach their own ends too, So I don't know, it was an interesting, really complex and interesting ideas that were kind of going on there, and it all also really neatly ties into these like recurring themes we have in the campaign of like the tunnels and the labyrinth and like all that stuff. Like, it's really, really cool. Just loved it. Great storytelling. But yeah, good time all around. Really just great time. I'm very excited to see what happens in the Great Degoya County Chili Cook-Off.